This man kidnapped and tortured a 23-year-old woman by holding her captive in his garage, dousing her in gasoline, and beating her. Watch his reaction as the judge rips him apart.
Certainly the conduct here is extreme, and I believe it should be met with extreme punishment. I don't think there's any doubt about that. I'm never going to understand how one human can cause serious harm to another. I'm never going to be able to understand that. The pain and harm that you've caused for this victim is going to never be gone from her. She's got serious and long-lasting consequences from what happened here. And we may never know what was going on in your head or what caused you to do these things, but what I am going to do is follow the recommendations of the attorneys and impose a sentence, whereas you will not be able to make these types of decisions again for quite a while. The victim suffered serious physical, psychological harm, and when I look at the recidivism factors, at the time that this happened, you were under post-release control for an earlier offense, you had a history of criminal convictions, you were out on a warrant at the time, and despite prior attempts to rehabilitate you, you engaged in the same behavior that you'd previously engaged in. And so I will find that both the seriousness and the recidivism factors weigh in favor of a prison sentence in this case, which I think is no surprise to anyone. Based on all the facts and circumstances and consideration of those relevant sentencing factors, I am going to impose the following sentence. On count 1, I will impose a sentence of 11 to 16 and a half years under the Raving-Tokes law. On counts 3, 4, 6, 7, and 8, all felonious assault counts. When I look at the TBI that was suffered and the injuries to her eyes, clearly there was enough of an impact to cause that type of injury, and all those factors, I would consider any head injuries to be one serious physical harm, which would warrant a separate sentencing. And then also we have the use of a bat, which is a deadly weapon, and then also we have the fractures in her hand and the bruises all over her body. So I'm going to impose a sentence of 5 years on count 3 and 5 years on count 4. On count 6, 7, and 8, I'm going to impose 4 years concurrent with each other, but consecutive to counts 3 and 4, which will be consecutive. So we have 11 and a half, 16 and a half, plus another 10. The strangulation is a separate offense. For that offense, I'm going to impose 2 years, and I'm going to impose 2 years for the escape. So that comes out to 25 to 31 and a half years.